Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Sam Jackson, and for the past 15 years, I have been engrossed in fitness. Whether it was Muay Thai training out in Thailand, I've done boxing events. I absolutely love the strongman style training, the calisthenics approach to training. I've done surf camps out in Indonesia. I've done a whole range of outdoor activities and adventure activities. I've done mountaineering, I've done fell running, I've done marathons. Pretty much any fitness challenge what got thrown my way, I was more than happy to partake. And obviously, my own personal vanity then pushed me inside the weights room. What can I say? I think we all suffer with it. We like to look the best we can possibly look, don't we? Now, ever since I can remember, guys, I have lived on a very, very carnivorous diet. In fact, the thought of not having meat in a meal, quite frankly, scares the shit out of me. Because all I keep thinking is, what the hell am I going to put on my plate? These are the types of foods that I was eating. Standard carvery for me then, guys, was all 3 meats plus extra donated meat by my vegetarian girlfriend here. Eggs was another huge part of my diet then, guys. I used to eat 3 to 4 eggs minimum every single day. I used to make quiches with heaps of bacon and feta cheese in there, a lot of dairy and animal source proteins. I was a huge lover of low-carb vegetable and meat stir-fries, as you can see, especially with my stews and stuff like that. There's a lot of vegetables in here, alongside 300 to 500 grams of beef then. I always meal prepped as well, guys. It was always low carbs, heavy meat. You can see there's at least a third of each tray is taken up by meat produce here. You'll sort of notice a theme then, really, guys. I used to replace all forms of carbohydrates with animal source proteins and vegetables, and I felt great doing so too. Pretty much the only meal I did have then what didn't have any meat or eggs in it was this giant bowl of porridge in the morning, but I did used to throw in 2 big scoops of whey protein powder, a heap of almonds, some sultanas, some designated coconut, and I'd always top it off with some frozen blueberries and a dash of cinnamon. Ever since I can remember then, nutrition-wise, I was taught in order to recover, you had to eat red meat, chicken, fish, eggs, pretty much animal source protein and lots of it. And that is exactly what I did then, guys, without any problem whatsoever. I was the guy chugging down raw eggs. I was meal prepping chicken and broccoli. I was doubling up on my meat in restaurants and fast food joints. I don't think I've ever had a pub lunch that wasn't a mixed grill. And even before then, even when I was a child, I was always told in order to get my ice cream, I had to finish my meat. And I like my fucking ice cream, man. Like, I was a tubby little fucker back in the day. So that is exactly what I did. And I have continued to do that then to this very day. So why the vegan diet? Why not keto? Why not vegetarian? First off, I want to start by saying I'm not in any way an animal rights activist, nor do I have any moral issue with eating meat. I love meat, I love eggs, I love dairy, I love men. Who put that in there? No, I'm joking. But you get my point. I have no bias whatsoever going into this. If I get weaker, then it just didn't work for me. If I get stronger or maintain, then my body obviously responded well to the plant-based diet. And I'll definitely consider switching to a plant-based diet if that's the case. 12 days pre-vegan diet, and I'm about to go do a heavy leg session. I also want to point out then, guys, that I feel pretty great all of the time. Here I am pre-vegan, squatting 100 kilograms for 5 reps. And of course, that's not going to be breaking any records at the world's strongest man, but it is pretty good for a 73 kilogram guy who lives on a very low carb diet. That's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. And when I say I feel good then, I pretty much always have energy. I'm the annoyingly enthusiastic PT bursting with optimism at 5 in the morning. I very rarely get ill. I walk around with a fairly decent body on me, apart from this weird rash that doesn't seem to... I'm joking. But I feel as strong, fit and as mobile as I'd ever like to be. And I do it all with animal source proteins heavily in my diet. So it's 7 AM Monday morning. Quite like Mondays if I'm honest with you. And we're going to go hit a bit of heavy chest. We are 8 days pre-vegan. So now, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm really not. This whole experiment is solely to work out, can you stop eating meat and not turn into a crazy vegan extremist who protests outside butchers? I'm joking, of course. Well, it's not far off. I did attempt then to get some stats and statistics on factory farming and greenhouse gases, but in all honesty, guys, that's not my place. All I want to know is, can the vegan diet work on a sports performance level, and what is the lifestyle like? So we are 6 days pre-vegan and we're going for some heavy trap bar deadlifts. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the Game Changers documentary on Netflix that was brutally debunked by Joe Rogan and Chris Kresher and a number of other YouTubers who all seem to disagree with the fact that a vegan or plant-based diet could be used in sports performance, or any statement what was made during the Game Changers, to be honest. But what all these guys fail to acknowledge, and I am a fan of all these guys as well, by the way, but there was some top high-level athletes who was thriving on the vegan diet. There was strongmen, UFC fighters, NFL stars, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Universe himself, the motherfucking Terminator, was backing this movie.
Gym, and we're going to go for a big old back day today, heaps of pull-ups and whatnot, so let's do this.
So, as my curious mind started touching that sign on the wall that says wet pain, I thought, what is the vegan diet like for the average man? The guy who lives a busy lifestyle, he likes eating out, he likes socialising with friends, he trains hard and he likes to look his best. I want to know, can you perform the same? Can you run as fast? Can you lift as heavy? Can you feel as good on a plant-based diet, at least for the short term? And if so, what impact does it have on the average person, average daily life? Is it good? Is it awkward? Is it fulfilling? Is it everything the Game Changers say it is? Or is it just another fad diet ideology based on cherry-picked data? Because if I can maintain my strength, size and fitness with minimal or no negative impact, then maybe the idea of a meat-free Monday or a no-meat May might be something more considered by the gym junkies of the world. Maybe we can shift the stigma just slightly to have a better impact and educate ourselves into a whole new realm of nutrition knowledge. Guys, I'm recording this post-experiment and I think the results are going to blow your freaking mind. So guys, all the results are in and my body stats pre-vegan diet this is. So I was 73.15 kilograms, that's roughly 11.5 stone then. And as you've seen, my body is fairly lean and athletic. I can squat 100 kilograms, that's 220 pounds for 5 reps. I can bench 85 kilograms, that's 190 pounds for 5 reps. I can do 13 wide arm pull-ups, which is, well, it's just 13 wide arm pull-ups. A trap bar deadlift, 110 kilograms, which is 240 pounds for 5 reps. I can sprint a mile in 6 minutes, and I have an 11-inch penis. That's massive. You can see it from space. No, I'm joking. I was obviously lying about one of those statistics then, guys. I'm terrible at pull-ups, what can I say? No, I'm joking. But thanks for watching, guys. Keep on watching, and I'll see you next time. Stop recording this, really.
Here's my first breakfast as a vegan. Nice bowl of porridge with some vegan blend protein powder.
See what this is like. It's not brilliant.
Hey, what's happening, guys? So it's my first day of being a vegan today. Obviously I feel pretty much the same as I did yesterday. I've got no real urges to start preaching veganism to anyone just yet, but we'll see how it goes. So just heading to the gym then, and we'll pretty much this week we've just got what you call a deload week, where you kind of train at about 60-70% of what you usually would do. I didn't want to make such a drastic change to my diet
and then continue to train like a savage and then be like, oh my god, I feel terrible, this diet shit. So I took my foot off the gas pedal a little bit, programmed in a deload week, and just gave my body just a little bit of time to adjust to this diet.
So then I'm just prepping my food on day 2. As you can see, we've got a selection of vegetables, some porridge there, some nuts, some quinoa and some chickpeas.
Okay then, guys, so obviously cutting out meat leaves you at a giant calorie deficit. This is only 3/4 of what I'd eat in a day.
As you can see then, guys, the amount of food you can consume, well, it's fucking awesome, to be honest, especially for someone like me who was living very low carb before all this, and I've got a little fat kid who lives in my tummy, so I'm on fucking holiday right now. I'm not gonna lie though, guys, it is fairly bland, especially the vegan protein powder. I don't know what person labelled that as chocolate, because to me it tastes like fucking hemorrhoids or something. Not that I know what hemorrhoids taste like, of course. But I did read about this though, guys. Apparently, as your palate adjusts, everything sort of tastes a little bit blander. Well, not everything. In fact, like on the second night, we had this banging chili, man. Day 2 of turning vegan, and this is my
5-bean Mexican chili. If you don't know how to cook this, maybe you can do what I do and get yourself a girlfriend who knows how to. I'm sorry. We also had a crack at making some vegan ice cream then. So, obviously it wasn't no Ben & Jerry's, but it wasn't bad considering how healthy it was for you. It didn't stop there then, guys. We had vegan fry-ups with cauliflower sausages, smashed avocado and vegetables. We had English muffins with almond butter, sliced banana and frozen blueberries, sprinkle of cinnamon on top. We had courgette spaghetti with sweet potato meatballs and tomato pasta sauce on top of it. We had an Indian vegetable biryani with heaps of white rice. This was absolutely delicious then. We had a falafel and spinach rice bowl then with the smelliest vegan cheese ever on top. It really does stink. We had some lentils and an oriental stir fry dish. I made a roasted vegetable salad with sweet potatoes and again the smelliest vegan cheese ever on top. I want to point out then, guys, that I am no Gordon Ramsay. I'm very much a throw all the vegetables in one pot and hope for the best, but I ate very well this week. Hey, what's going on, guys? So now day 3 of being a vegan. Nothing special to report, to be honest. The food's a little bit blander than I'd like it, but more than copable. So today then we're just going to hit a nice chest day. We're still on deload week, so working at about 60 to 70% of our maximum. Yeah, let's see what we do. So as you've seen then, guys, for a guy who can't cook, finding and making good, healthy vegan meal choices has been very easy. It's obviously meant I've had to meal prep, but I did that anyway, so that's not been a hindrance at all in my life. But I've eaten very well. I've not missed meat at all, which is super surprising to me. I thought by now I'd be fighting the dog for his bloody bone, especially with the facts that I'm not using any form of meat alternative. I'm sticking strictly to healthy plant-based ingredients, so as little processed shit as I possibly can. Now, although I am enjoying the vegan diet so far, for what I can eat, it does have its downsides. What's not great or socially acceptable in any way, shape or form is for some reason, now when I get hungry, I get really fucking hungry. Like really fast too. It takes about 10 minutes for me to go from little peckish Sam to hangry, irritable Hulk, and it is proving very difficult to tame that beast. I am just presuming though that this is due to my insulin spiking from the increase in carbohydrates. Obviously going from a very low carb diet to a very high carb diet will create some form of reaction in the body and mind, and in my case my bloody temper. Also energy wise then, guys, my head seems to have this like constant slight fog over it at the moment, especially in the mornings. I mean, I can obviously fight through it in workouts etc, but the little bitch inside me wants to grab at the pillow and press the snooze button, not my socks in the coffee jar, and it really seems that I need caffeine before attempting to work out very simple things in the morning, where before I could usually go without it. It was more of a taste thing. Now it seems to be like this functional necessity, but I do have a newborn at home, so sleep can be scarce sometimes, so I'm not going to blame the vegan diet for that just yet. Also, you have to do a minimum of 2 big shops a week then, guys. You just cannot store that amount of fresh produce. And I do have 2 fridges. Obviously, I've got my food fridge and a beer fridge in the shed. On body composition then, nothing's drastically changed here. I still look pretty much the same, fairly lean, giant penis as usual. I'm joking. But body weight, guys, is exactly the same. I'm still 73 kilograms, but of course it has only been a week. Although saying that, I think we've definitely all gained a few pounds on holiday before. I've done it in a bloody weekend, to be honest, and I was expecting to lose some form of definition due to the mega increase in carbs that I'm now doing, but that's obviously not the case. So then, guys, on a whole, pretty good first week. I mean, the food's been great, it's been easy. Obviously I've had to meal prep, but I kind of did that anyway. But I've had hundreds of options to choose from, then it's not been any hassle at all, really, apart from the fact that I now do 2 big shops a week, but cost wise exactly the same. It's not been any more expensive. It's just the amount I eat. I didn't have anywhere to store the food, but I've learned some amazing new recipes. I've interviewed some amazing people, learned a little bit more on my nutritional knowledge. Probably a little bit too early to miss anything just yet, I suppose, but hopefully you don't find me out the back of a butcher's shop next week in a tug-of-war over a pig's hoof with a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And I really hope that you're finding this interesting then, guys, and I will try my best not to turn into some animal rights preaching prick, but please stay tuned next week when I'll have more on training and living on the vegan diet, and we'll turn our training up a notch and fucking get it. Alright then, guys, so that's week 1 done, deload week over, so we're off to the gym now. Gonna hit the first proper chest session up since turning vegan, so So, as you know, I was coming off a deload week this week of only working at 60 to 70% in the gym then. So I was super pumped to get back in there and just start getting after it. And there was definitely something different. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but obviously I've made this giant change to my diet and lifestyle. So it is expected in some way, shape or form. But to break it down simply for everyone then, on my energy levels, I feel exactly the same. I'm still the 5 a.m. smiley guy on the gym floor. I still have people asking me, where do you get your enthusiasm from, you annoying prick? I'm paraphrasing, of course. So no drastic change on any energy levels then. The head fogginess then. The head fogginess is still there, but that could because I've recently found out that crystal meth is vegan. I'm joking, of course. So the head fogginess is still there, but it's definitely less intense. It's either less intense or I'm coping to deal with it a little bit better. It's definitely nothing that a black coffee can't handle. I do, however, need to maintain a caffeine intake throughout the day. I'm not sure if that's the diet or a little bit of my inner bitch, but I just get super drowsy at 3 p.m. now. That never used to happen before, but it definitely does now. As for my training then, guys, absolutely brilliant. I feel great. I feel strong. Definitely not 100%, but you'd expect that coming off a deload week. Things are usually a little bit slower. It's like your ego wants to 1RM lifts, but your body's like, hey, take it easy, man. Mentally then, as tough and as eager as I've ever been. I'm still always pushing. I'm always chasing, always trying to improve. That being said, though, it could be me being overcautious, but there's something not quite right. I'm not really sure what it is. It's almost like my skeleton feels a little bit weaker, like my structure is weak in some way, shape or form. I highly doubt that that's the case.
What's going on, guys? So it's 4:30 in the morning, day 11 of the vegan diet, and today's going to be a bit of back day. Still feeling pretty good if I'm honest, but let's see what I can do.
I just feel a little bit unsteady somehow, which I'll be honest, it doesn't affect me at all. As I say, I feel great when I'm under the weights, when I'm loaded up, and muscle-wise, I feel really dense and really full. But there's just something that doesn't quite feel tip-top. But as I've said, that could be anything, especially coming off a deload week, because my body comp and weight-wise, fucking awesome, man. I'm still a skinny, lean bastard, but my body fat is exactly the same. If anything, I feel I look a little bit better, a little more defined and a little bit more full, if you will. Which I'd like to point out, if I was to eat this amount of carbohydrates with meat, dairy and animal produce, I'd be feeling pretty shitty by now. I have done high carbs with meat in the past, and after a week, I always start feeling really slow and sluggish. Whereas now, I do get that feeling after I first eat, but it goes after an hour or so. I do then, for some reason, though, start to feel hungry again, but nowhere near as intense as week one. It's not that 0 to 10 hungry Sam sort of moment. It's a bit weird, actually. It's not proper hunger. It's like I'm full, but my mouth's still craving flavour, which isn't always great, I won't lie. It kind of feels like the fat kid inside my tummy's happy, but he still fancies a bit of dessert. You know what I mean? Diet-wise then, I'm eating well, really well. I'm eating 3 pretty giant meals a day. A typical meal usually consists of some form of rice, sweet potato, porridge, lentils, chickpeas, with either beans or falafel, with a heap of veg in there. I'll probably have some fruit as well, plus a protein shake. So I'm kind of bursting at the seams 3 times a day. So I don't feel like there's any room for me at all. That is probably because I never ate carbohydrates before and now I'm fucking swimming in them. It's like I've just swapped meat for yummy carbs, so my meat cravings are pretty much non-existent. Although we did go for a few drinks one night.
So we went out for a few drinks last night, and I just want to say I am craving meat so insanely right now. Like, it's ridiculously intense. I read a statistic online that said 70% of vegans will cheat and eat meat when they're drunk, and I can fully sympathise with them right now. All I want is like a nice sausage sandwich or something, and all I've got to satisfy my cravings is this bowl of porridge. Yummy.
Other diet fails then, guys. I tried to cheer myself up with a vegan pizza. Just on pizzas then, guys, we really don't have them that often, maybe once every couple of months or so. But I decided after not breaking this morning and a heavy-ass deadlift session, it was motherfucking pizza time. Bit of a disappointment though. All I'm going to say is Iceland no cheese pizzas. You need to up your flipping game. I cooked it for like double the time I was supposed to, and it was still just super soggy. Luckily for Iceland, pizza's pretty much fucking delicious no matter what. But all in all, guys, apart from a new vegan crystal meth addiction that I've now got, I'm joking. I'm really enjoying this diet, man. I feel good, I feel strong, I feel fast, I'm sleeping better, my energy levels are high. On my body wise then, I feel this is the best I've looked in quite a long time. So thumbs up for the vegan diet so far. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep sharing, keep following, keep telling all your friends about it, and yeah. Need to think of a better way to end this, don't I? Alright guys, so week 3, day 1, still going pretty strong with the diet, still haven't crumbled yet, still feeling pretty good, so let's go with a bit of chest. Okay then guys, so I'm going to start with a positive. So, I feel awesome. Actually, I feel fucking amazing. I feel like I've just got this constant pump, like I'm an inch bigger everywhere, and it feels really good. Like my clothes all fit a little bit tighter, kind of like when you wear a nice suit and it fits amazing, and you look in the mirror like, holy moly, you've popped up a notch. That's how I'm feeling. And because that's how I'm feeling, it's absolutely filling my life with even more joy and enthusiasm and positivity than before. And it feels good. It feels really fucking good. And what's more is I've continued to stay really lean, which I would argue is 99% of people's goals is to gain muscle and burn body fat. And the fact that I've been able to do this whilst eating like a little piggy, and you've seen how much food I eat on an average day, it's not a small amount. So I'll be brutally honest right now, these results have shocked the shit out of me. I really didn't see this coming. What's going on, guys? So week 3, day 2, and it's time to go smash some legs. Let's do this. Although it's not all positive. In the weights room then, I don't feel half as strong as I used to. Well, that's exaggerating, but I definitely do feel somewhat weaker. And I don't know what it is, but my endurance used to be incredible, and that's just not the case anymore. I seem to burn out just a tad faster than I used to. However, it has been a pretty crap week for sleep for me. I do have a 6-month-old at home, so sleep's not the best. It can be a little bit scarce sometimes, but it's just a super weird feeling, because on the one hand, I feel more full, whole, lean and muscular than I've ever felt, which is what you want. I'd say for 90% of people, that'd be the desired goal, but it does hit the ego pretty hard, especially for someone like myself who kind of prides himself on his fitness abilities. It's a very weird toss and turn sort of feeling. Hey, what's going on, guys? So we hit some back up today, and I've trapped a nerve in my back, which means now if I need to look behind me, I've got to go like this. Or like this. Which isn't that fun. Training's going well. Feeling super full and stuff like that, so there's a positives on like body composition. I feel like nice and big and whole and strong and stuff. Training, I'm still lifting the same. However, I'm starting to get really lethargic after about 3 p.m. and I could murder some meat right now. Like the cravings are beyond belief. It's just not even meat, just something with a bit of anchorage to it to like gnaw my teeth into it, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna stick to it. See you next time. As you heard then, guys, I trapped a nerve in my back at the end of this session, so trap bar deadlift session didn't happen, unfortunately, this week, so slightly rough week, I suppose, especially as my ego really wanted to get back in the gym and just prove something on the gym floor. However, on the positive side then, guys, still loving the diet. It really has took me by surprise. I'm still loving that full feeling. I'm loving the amount of food options I've got, and I just can't wait to get back in the gym floor on Monday for test week and see if I can shatter some records. Hey, what's up, guys? So, having a nice little bit of vegan Pizza Hut. Yummy. What's going on, guys? So you'll probably remember that on Thursday I trapped a nerve in my back, which meant if I had to look anywhere, I had to go like this. Well, you'll be happy to know that that's all healed now, so I will be back in the gym tomorrow. Today, however, is my birthday, and what better way to celebrate than with vegan pizza and a delicious vegan lemon cheesecake prepared by Adele Stimson. What's going on, guys? So obviously not the best week, the third week there. Did have a few little hiccups, I suppose, but next week is test week, and I think that this is going to shock the shit out of everybody. I really wasn't expecting these results. So tune in next week, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep sharing everything. See you next time. really need to get round to ending this properly. What's going on, guys? So it's Monday morning and I've just finished hitting a heavy chest session. We're in test week now, so we're testing all my max lifts, and holy shit, I was not expecting that. I went up in 3 of the main lifts. I increased reps in 1 of the lifts, and the other ones I stayed pretty much equal, but considering... Okay then, so this is me pushing 90 kilograms for 5 reps, which is a 5 kilogram increase since I started the vegan diet. I was stuck on 85 for quite a while. Next then we go from 60 kilograms to 70 kilograms on the incline bench. Then we move on to pushing 8 reps at 30 kg dumbbells when I was only on 6 reps before the vegan diet. And next then we're just on to some, I did exactly the same on triceps throughout, but from being on the vegan diet for 3 weeks, that is one hell of a strength gain. So I've just left the gym then, and test week continues to be a giant success so far. So then, after warming up, if you remember last week, I squatted 100 kilograms for 5 reps. So I got myself nice and warmed up, as you can see, and then I loaded up the bar with 110 kilograms and quite comfortably squatted it for 5 reps. As you can see, I do get a little bit shaky on the last 2 reps, but I did get a little bit shaky on 100 kg for 5 reps as well. Okay then, guys, I then loaded 120 kg onto the leg press machine, did that for 3 sets of 8. There was no change on this exercise, nor was there on any other leg exercise what I did other than my squat. But the fact that I added 10 kilograms onto my squat, honestly, guys, I am super over the moon with that. What's going on, guys? So another test day's just gone. We was testing back today, and another success. Not a huge success, but a success to say the least. So if you remember then, guys, before this diet began, I managed 13 pull-ups. This week I managed 16, so quite a decent increase there. We then moved on to the seated row, where only for 1 set, so not all 3 of them, but for 1 set, I went from 45 kilos to 51 kilos. So again, not a giant success, but success to say the least. And then everything else pretty much stayed the same then. On the sled drags, the sled push, we moved on to a little bit of biceps. I did exactly the same drop set, managed exactly the same set of reps. Got the thick bar out, started curling the thick bar. Again, exactly the same reps, exactly the same sets. But all in all, guys, pretty consistent results here. What we're seeing, that's really good. Modest as it is, really happy with this. What's going on, guys? So we're still in test week. Today was trap bar deadlifts, and the results keep on coming in. So if you remember before this experiment then, I was lifting 110 kilograms for 5 reps. Today I did 120 kilograms for 3 sets of 5. So that's an absolute giant leap on the trap bar deadlift there. I'm so pleased with that result. We then moved on to the sled drag, where I went from 60 kilograms to a 70 kilograms, so still modest but still very good. 16 from 14 kilograms on the single leg deadlift, and I stayed the same on the hamstring curl. And this was just my med ball warm up, to be honest. But to be going up this consistently in every single test, by the amount what I've been going up in, I am super happy with the way the vegan diet has gone. It might just be the way it's reacting with my body, but I really did not expect it. This is absolutely phenomenal. And honestly, guys, that's the absolute truth. I feel leaner, I feel fuller, I feel fitter and stronger than I did before. But what's even more surprising to me is I actually went up 1.3 kilograms in weight and somehow managed to lose body fat. Which, let's face it, as far as results go, that's pretty much as good as it gets. So then, I suppose the only thing left to ask is, will I stay on the vegan diet? To vegan or not to vegan, if you will. And the answer is yes, 100%. Now, I am fully aware, however, that it is potentially due to the increase in carbohydrates that could have caused the gains, that could have assisted in me getting the results. I'm also aware of just the fact that I was filming myself and stuff like that might have made me a little bit more accountable to certain things and to train a little bit harder than I usually would do. Possibly, although I do train quite hard though. Also, I've got a newborn at home, so sleep was a little bit scarce on certain days. Maybe before it was a little bit worse when he was a little bit younger. He has sort of settled into a bit of a better sleeping routine, I suppose. But the simple facts are this: whether having meat incorporated in my diet would have produced the same results or not, I still got stronger without meat and without animal products in every single test as well. In the squat, in the bench, in the deadlifts, in the pull-ups, I gained strength without meat or animal source produce, which is kind of what I was not hoping to achieve, but work out, to be honest. I was trying to work out if it was necessary to have meat, or if you could still not be optimal, but still get gains, still get benefits from the gym without those products, without using meat. Also, I feel really, really good, guys, and it's not just placebo, I promise you. I feel cleaner, my skin feels nicer, I feel fuller, yet I somehow feel a little bit lighter and a little bit more mobile. And for a guy who used to have to strain quite a lot on the toilet, I used to suffer with quite bad constipation, if you will. My bowel movements are extremely regular now, which must mean that my gut health has improved quite drastically, to be quite honest, to sort of feel that benefits. And I do think that that's somehow attributing to the good feeling that I'm getting at the moment. Not only that, guys, but I was sleeping better. Like, when I'm on the vegan diet, I sleep way better than I did when I was eating meat. I just feel overall healthier on the vegan diet. And that's the God's honest truth. And I wasn't expecting to find that whatsoever. Now, I don't believe that meat is this evil thing and it's a terrible thing. I really do think that we're omnivores and that we was supposed to eat meat. Although I do think that it's probably more the free-ranged organic meat that we're probably supposed to be eating. And if you're like me, you just can't afford to be buying it, especially not with every single meal anyway, put it that way. And the stuff what I end up buying from sort of just off the shelf in your supermarkets, I would argue that it's much, much healthier being on the vegan diet than eating that kind of meat, because we've no idea what happens to that meat. We've no idea if it's been injected with hormones, what it's been fed all its life, what it's sleeping. We don't really know anything about it. All what happens is we walk into a supermarket, we see some meat in a package, and we're like, that's delicious, and we buy it, we take it home, we cook it, and we eat it. It's literally as simple as that. So, but I honestly would argue, guys, if you're not buying free-range or organic meat, then the vegan diet is probably a lot healthier for you. And I sort of did a very small experiment. It sort of proves it, but obviously there's a lot of variables involved. Obviously, it's just been Christmas time, so there was a lot of alcohol consumed with my food as well. But during the Christmas period then, guys, what happened was I cooked for 6 people at my house. I cooked the Christmas dinner. Now, instead of converting my whole family into vegans, it was much, much easier for me just to eat meat and animal produce for that meal. I know that I broke, but it wasn't as simple and as black and white as that. Basically, everything on your Christmas dinner is not vegan friendly. Do you know, like your parsnips are cooked in honey, your roast potatoes are cooked in goose fat, even your gravy is made from the juices what come off the meats. And even the sprouts had bloody bacon on them, for crying out loud. Just trust me, I only had one oven. It was much easier for me to do it this way because I'm not bloody Jesus Christ. Now, obviously, after your Christmas dinner, you have a lot of leftover food. Like, there's absolutely heaps of it. Everybody always cooks too much. Everyone always lives off turkey sandwiches for the next week. That was exactly the same in my house. And I hate food waste, guys. I really, really do. I despise people who waste a lot of food. I think it's just a disgusting, wasteful mentality. And it's just something I really don't agree with. So, all this week then, guys, I've been eating meat. And I don't feel great. I just feel crap. I feel blocked up. I feel groggy. And I'm really, really not sleeping great, guys. And I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the meat. And I'm also sure that, like before, I just kind of got used to that feeling when I was on the omnivore diet. And I just kind of thought that was normal. So, come 1st of Jan, I will officially be going back on the vegan diet. And that's not through any obligation that I have to. I genuinely feel better on the vegan diet, and I would promote anybody to try that. Bloody hell, I can't get my words out. I would encourage anybody to do exactly the same, because if, like me, and your body does take to it well, you feel fantastic. You feel a lot better than you did consuming meat. Just to simply summarise this up then, guys, Yes, 100%. It is very, very difficult to do the vegan diet at first. It's way more awkward than when you use sweet meat. You need supplements, you need to constantly be checking ingredients, but it is really worth it. I promise you that. I honestly think that. And it's never ever been easier to do this, guys. Like, every restaurant's got a vegan menu now. The shops have their little sort of vegan zones. Once you get used to it, you just feel way better. And I really do mean that, guys. As someone who used to live pretty much like a bloody caveman carnivore type, I really genuinely do feel a lot better. But if I can just give you some piece of advice then, guys, please do your research on supplements, because it does get a little bit foggy, but there's things like B12 and DHA, and they're very, very important. And other people say that you can get it all from plant-based, completely from a plant-based diet without supplementing. But I'd really do your research before. I chose to take amino acids, B12, I took DHA, I took calcium and magnesium, I took one of those little dissolvable vitamin C capsules and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that also helped me feel the way I do you know what I mean? But I have really, really enjoyed this, guys. If you think of anyone else who can maybe benefit from this, who's thinking of trying the vegan diet, please share it to them. I've had such fun. I'll see you next time.